Hi, good afternoon, good morning. My name is Latoya May Brown, and I am going to be stating how education has played a huge role in my life. Growing up, education was all I ever knew. Growing up with my grandparents, my daily schedule consisted of um, going to school Monday through Friday, and I never missed a day of school, not even on my sickest days. After school, I would be into my books along with my brothers and sisters, even on weekends. It never occurred to me of how much um, I was a hard worker early on in my life until now when I start to look back and think about when was the first time or when was my first memory of like actually learning or being educated by somebody, let alone educating others. My transition from my grandparents to a group home, I must say, was the hardest part of my educational lifestyle. I have grown up from the past 11 years living with grandparents who taught me one way of doing education or being taught or sitting down and doing homework. And then I moved to a totally new experience. But to this day, this moving of homes has been a learning experience in my life. I have learned to handle the hardest situations and outcomes of my life. Um, one can educate themselves through one's past and educate others, which I see as a big part of my life. Not having a past as my past was, and not being able to like let others know that I went through some of the same things you're going through and that you can get through it, and not to give up because I'm here in college and I'm doing things that I want to do and moving forward to things that I plan to do in my life, and that it is possible under any circumstance. I truly believe that everything that I have learned, I have either passed on to my siblings and or those who I live around and encounter every day. I am not only educating myself but others along my educational journey. During my years of high school, along with living in a group home, I started to live what I call a childhood and explored so many new loopholes. Education, I must say, was the last thing on my mind as a first year student in high school. To this day, I look back at those years and think, what was I thinking? Um, yeah, they might have been fun times then, but they sort of put me back a year or two. Um, and thinking I could have ruined something extremely good for skipping a day of school or a year of school or just doing things because I thought it was pointless. Um, but then I guess like working hard and having foster parents who are also there with you and pushing you through it is what got me through a lot. And there are so many great things one can do with being educated, including having fun along the way. Um, at this time, I had moved from a group home to a foster home, where again, education was not the top of my was at the top of my foster mom's list to do. As a second year in high school, at a different high school, I was well involved with the track and field, and believe me or not, I was also a lady who was a wrestler, a 110-pounder wrestler. In order to participate in these sports I loved, I had to keep my grades up to 2.0 or higher or better. And that means being part of sports, so you had to keep up your grades, which meant you had to go to school and you had to actually sit there and do work. Um, and I did it because I love these sports, and even math courses I feel like would have been a challenge, but I love playing sports a lot. That it wasn't a barrier for me. Um, education plays a huge role in my life, and I can't even imagine graduating college. Not because it's I'm not good at it, but that there's so many courses that I'm so interested in, and I won't be able to take them all. I will be graduating college in 2012 next year in the spring. Wow, 4 years have passed so fast, and I must say I don't regret 1 second of it, even though it is hard work, sleepless nights, days, weeks, maybe even. um, but I feel that I am learning in the classroom here in Santa Cruz, along with learning from those who I live with and those who I meet and get to know a lot more. Education is not a process that ever stops for me. It's something that I do every day. Something that is going to be part of my life, no matter how old I am. My grandkids will be teaching me things that I never knew. Like one says, we learn something new every day. I can attest to this being very and absolutely true. I hope that one gets from my little talk that you can do anything you put your mind to. You just have to really want to grab it and be willing to put more effort into it than you would expect from the beginning. I am an African American woman who has little to many barriers now and who has had a hard past. But with this all being said, I've had a great support crew. And you all may also have this if you just ask for help. And I am on my way to being who I want to be and the places I want to go. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks a lot. Bye.